the favorites. People are still, the odds are getting slightly better every time. It's like 1.2 to 1.3 to 1.4.
Yeah.
So the confidence is slowly dipping away, but it's still there.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, the fact that it's close to even speaks a lot to how well Adroit has played and how well they have done. They do come in with something that left some of our analysts a little bit question marking, the offlane Enchantress. What do you think the idea is with that pick?
If I'm honest with you, I'm not entirely sure, because I actually think that Pango is quite bad against Void Spear mid. In fact, I have to imagine this is a losing matchup for Pango by quite a bit. And so I thought they were going to do offlane Pango, yeah. And then they were going to do like some sort of like last pick mid. I don't know, like some Storm or something that could just like play the map. Because I kind of feel like something is off. Like maybe their DPS, like they don't have enough damage to kill. Plus, I don't think Troll is bad against Enchantress either. Like you have a attack speed steroid. You don't really care that much.
Yep. And they mentioned the enchant purge against the Bloodlust, but ogres nowadays don't even necessarily need to go. The Fire Blast Ignite is of course an option as well. Jab's yet to skill anything just yet. Has the boots first. He's going to be playing the safe lane. And down in the off lane, it's going to be DJ on Rubik, one of his classic signature heroes, paired up with Ice 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 on Centaur. We'll see how they can handle the PL, whether they've got the answers to shut down the Illusion Master.
I do think it is a good PL game too, though. I just think that their other two lanes might not necessarily go amazingly. I will say, by the way, when it comes to the boots first on the Ogre, the players talked about it on the summit here from both OGC and Liquid, where the reason why they think you go the boots on the Ogre is so that you can stop whoever's going to pull the creep wave.
Yep.
But I don't actually think this Earthshaker Enchantress will try to pull waves. I think they probably want to contest or think that they're strong enough to contest.
There was a side pull attempt. Perhaps he's able to get in a bit faster, but like you say, they're not going for any kind of wave cuts behind the tower. Jabs is able to come in and mess with Boomy a little bit, but not too much happening there. As we'll take another peek at bottom. Ice 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 is going for that Ring of Tarask rush. He had a Ring of Regen. Now he's getting the Ring of Tarask, which is coming out on the Courier. So he's going to have all kinds of health regen to sustain himself, making him very hard for the PL Oracle to bully out of this lane, I feel. Although
he's
they are doing some, yeah.
He has a lot of HP regen, though. 12 a second.
Yep.
He doesn't care.
If he really needs, he can bring out some more Tangos or have DJ share some with him. But the Ogre at top doing a good job of keeping Bok at bay, making sure the Troll gets free farm more or less. 13 last hits, 3 denies. Over the mid lane, it has so far been an even matchup. 13-0 for both now. The 14th last hit for the Pengu with the wave pushing on the Moon's Tower. So far, neither mid laner pulling ahead.
Yeah, it's just more that you have kill potential on Void Spirit versus Pango, and he doesn't really touch you.
Yep.
He's going to get a little bit ahead, 2 CS, not too much, but I also think that he has one of the best ways to trade out with Pango. Pango, the advantage is like you lucky shot proc and then you're able to right click trade with people. And he can't really do that against the Void Spirit and his Resonant Pulse. Like right there, I mean, it gets rid of it, but it's one of the best mechanics of dealing with it, and he can harass back pretty easily.
Yeah, it feels like Moon is putting out a lot more harassing he's taking, so even though the CS is kind of even, perhaps Mac investing a bit more in health regen. He's buying another salve, still a long ways to go to get his bottle. Meanwhile, Moon had his bottle on the Void Spirit.
And Jabs is, he might be dead
turn
here.
And fight. He's actually maybe got to kill himself. He's going to set the Troll up. 23 Savage gets the first blood.
Timing.
Whew. Just barely before the Ogre went down.
That's so much gold for the Troll.
First blood gold. Yeah, the fact you get first blood and it goes to your carry. Really nice for 23 Savage's game. He's had a bit of a shaky tournament, I think it's fair to say. He's had some good starts, but then he's been kind of caught out a few times here and there.
Oh yeah, he has had the most up and down performance by far. I feel like for all of us talking about like Ice 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 having shenanigans, he still plays his lane pretty well, and I feel like you see a lot of random deaths from 23 Savage as Mac goes the long way around, and now he's getting quite a bit of damage out.
Yeah. That's so important that he got that, because if Moon gets a bottle refill, he's going to completely have lane control here. Now it's a bit more even. We'll have to keep an eye on those 5-minute bounty runes because that's going to give Moon a chance to refill his bottle there. But back at top, it's Jabs.
Where you go? I don't know how he ended up in this position, if I'm honest.
He's gone on a bit of a walkabout into the enemy jungle.
But how?
Not the enlightening kind of walkabout.
I still don't know. There's no bounty runes spawning.
Yeah.
I'm not really. I can't really figure out why or how that situation ended up here, but it did.
Yep. Well, we'll see. Moon, it looks like he's going to stack a neutral camp, grab a bounty rune, and make sure he gets that bottle refilled. Nice, efficient play. Something we're seeing. These mid laners who can push out the wave and grab runes with bottle, particularly with the 4-minute rune and then a 5-minute bounty rune for a double refill, has been something very common for these mid laners.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It just it makes it so that you never have to leave, and you have enough to spam and at least farm that side camp too.
Yep.
Just being ultra efficient, I would say. Plus, stacking camps is even more value for yourself, just because you're giving yourself better odds at getting a really nice neutral item to begin with. Like, there are certain neutral items that get worse. The tier 1, like you want to pick it up as soon as possible.
Yeah, whether you get like the shovel at 7 minutes or 9 or 10 minutes can make a big difference. Top lane 23 Savage is going to hold his ground, man up, and take out Bok. He wants Boomy as well, hits him, but will not get the kill.
Yeah, I think it's the shovel, the Iron Talon, for example.
Yep.
I would much rather have like as soon as possible. I can't. But those are the main ones.
Yep.
Like shovel, you're just giving yourself more opportunities to potentially get bounty runes. Honestly, that item's just broken, especially since they upped the cost of TP. Like you're getting.
They did cut it from 2 to 1 TP,
yeah.
I guess. So
still, you're getting a 100 gold item essentially, because salve is 115 as well.
Yep.
Like 3 out of 4 times. Either like there's just, you're always happy. Even the cobalt isn't like super annoying.
And the bounty rune, it's like
a
lot of gold for your entire team that scales throughout the game. So top lane, Jabs in some trouble. The Boots, while he did go down that one time, have proven to allow him to kind of go in and out a little bit of this lane.
All right, what about this? You can you dig, but there is a 1% chance you dig up a mini Roshan that just hits you.
How's a mini Roshan different to an actual Roshan?
Like, it's just his buddy. It's just like his homie just comes out.
And he just like might bash you or just do like 100 damage a hit or something.
Exactly. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Did not expect that. Would that be broken though? Like, would that change how you use that item at all?
If it's 1%, nah, you'd still use it. You roll the dice.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm a gambler, so
100%.
I'm definitely rolling the dice.
Moon is taking a bit of damage, but Mac has already popped his ulti.
Yeah, he used it to just get the hell out of there. Moon taking a lot of tower shots as well.
The dodge!
Wow, that
he
was...
might have killed if he got real
close,
lucky.
Yeah.
He didn't have any more jumps or pulse.
Yep.
I think actually if he got like a decent proc there, and then he was able to follow up with another one, maybe he gets the kill.
He's not done in mid lane. He's gone back in, and this time he did hit him with the disarm. Gets the slow from the lucky shot.
He would have actually got the kill. Oh my god, another miss! What's going on? Mac is really riding the edge, and now he's going in for the play. He's got the counter.
Outplayed.
The double dodge.
I'm glad mid lane's back to this kind of mid lane.
The skill-based?
Yep. 1v1 skill-based. Runes matter and things, but it's like a lot of these nuking, fun, spammy heroes. I mean, not every game, but most games.
I like that regen matters again.
Yes.
There were some bad mid-metas. Like the 2v1 mid-meta, the 2v2 mid-meta.
Yep.
Then there was the...
We went to like 3v2 meta.
Yeah, and then we had like the free bottle.
Yep.
The bottle refill on courier thing, I hated that. It just felt like mid was so unimpactful. You could only win your lane by so much.
Yep. There's still a few mid laners that don't quite have the same excitement, perhaps. The maybe Kunkkas. Even Kunkka isn't that boring. I think there's so much like skill based to playing the hero and the harass.
I would hate when Kunkkas get in the meta. You get like, you have this like 1500 HP mid laner that just like dies to nothing.
And he's constantly harassing. If you're like one of those squishy int mid laners, you're getting harassed by a melee hero. Bottom lane. Enchantress is rotated off of top and come bottom. This is perhaps not good for Bok though, as he finds the Troll Warlord there.
He's just dead.
Yeah.
And again, this is what I was talking about when I said I don't love the Ench pick, because I think that all of Fnatic's cores are actually quite good against it. You have the burst damage of the Centaur, You have Stampede to get close. You have the Troll, who's really good, and then Void Spirit. None of his damage requires really right-clicking her.
And this Void Spirit's just constantly up in Mac's face. Moon getting the better of that matchup for sure with that solo kill, and is seeing a 600, 700 net worth advantage. All 3 Fnatic cores on top there, as we're going to see a battle over the outpost. Both teams want it with 10-minute mark approaching, and Fnatic's going to come and look to take this fight here. Looking to spell trouble for the Earthshaker, who's trapped in. Boomy's going to go down.
Mac's actually stuck. He couldn't find the way out.
They secure themselves the outpost, but Fnatic's getting the kills. Perhaps that's the bigger thing here. They're going in on Bok now with the Troll Warlord.
He needs further stacks, and he's got it.
Yeah, he's getting more than enough attack speed. Can they find any more? It looks like Mac just got the hell out of there. Stole a bounty route and will TP out. So small victories for Adroit, who keep their outpost, steal a bounty rune, but ultimately give up 2 kills.
Yeah, not the best possible scenario for them as Mac. At the Runestone, Assimilate's going to be popped for that.
That's not Cane Rune too. That's definitely one the Void Spirit's going to be very happy with.
Aside from DD, it's my favorite. It allows you to be on the map at all times, especially with the new clarity.
Size getting low,
Pretty
has
low.
the hood. Gets fidgeted in as well. PL backs off just to get him the Phantom Rush, and will get the kill on Ice. Keeping in his jabs, who looks to be okay as PL's focusing on just hitting the creeps once again.
Bottom lane, looks like they're going to just trade out, take this tower. If they could take this tower and defend that top lane, that would be huge boon for Fnatic, who are already up when it comes to gold by 4,000. Their Troll is having a pretty good time. I think he's got 1 death to him. But other than that, and it's these random laning deaths that I keep seeing out of 23 Savage. But it doesn't matter. It's all good. You know, he's catching up.
A 4K gold lead for Fnatic. The
look at this.
lanes are looking A-okay.
Ice, he might get blocked off. No? I think they would have killed him there.
Yeah, Stampede's still on cooldown. He's trying to at least threaten to defend this tier 1 tower, but none of his teammates are nearby, so it's a bit of mind games perhaps. I think if Adroit realized how alone he was, they might be willing to jump on him.
They should now, though. They see 2 mid, 1 bottom.
And
I think this is a play that they just go on.
Yep, instantly jumping on in. Ice. He's going to get rolled on by the Pangolier, and he's in all sorts of trouble. He's going to now Stampede away.
Oh, the Echo misses!
By the Echo.
Oh, he needed a combo with Parker.
Yep. He's going to be A-okay. Gets out of there. They will lose this tier 1 tower, but perhaps the bigger push is happening mid lane. The tier 1 tower is still nice and healthy, but Fnatic have gone in and looking for the kill here. They don't bring down Bok in time with the burst damage. The Rubik stealing Swashbuckle.
Got
DJ
a real
trying to snipe
low.
some kills, but not going to succeed.
Oh, look who's here.
They pull in Mac. Here comes 23 Savage. He's rocked up on the Troll Warlord, looking to fight. The harass, the Swashbuckle, Fade Bolt, not enough to bring down Bok. He's getting low, but Fnatic unable to get the kills. And they do lose their top tower.
Yeah, so they end up trading. They got the top tower, but they also lost their bottom one. And luckily, they didn't lose anybody mid. I think if they had killed the Enchantress there, maybe Fnatic would have pressured harder for going for dive of some sort. We're just going to pop the Dissimilate so that he's okay.
Yep. Gets the shield up, and I'm going to pull in the Enchantress here, just threatening a little bit, but really just poking and prodding, trying to bait out some spells and rotations.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of stalemating, looking at each other right now.
Is this a game where you think either team with their carry, whether it's the PL or the Troll, has an edge if it kind of slows down, drags out a bit?
That's the BSJ question. Like, one team likes when nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I think that... I don't know. I think this is one of those games where you're not really sure, because you have PL on one hand, and you think like he outcarries everybody when it comes to like the ultra late game. And that might be true, but I think the supporting cast of Oracle Shaker, do I think that's better? That's what I think it really comes down to, is like what his supports usually look like when it comes to late game. I have to imagine Shaker Oracle's better than Rubik Ogre.
They definitely make Troll's game very hard with all the disarm and
Yeah.
stuns and control that they have for him.
So I think when it comes to ultra late game, I would probably think that Adroit is better off. Really, the problem comes down to this. Again, like this Ench pick feels so weird to me, because I think if it wasn't for the Ench, I would say like, if this were a different hero.
I mean, if they don't get on top of the Ench, we've seen what this hero can do sitting back, dumping impetus damage into a fight, but Heroes like Centaur with Stampede, the Void Spirit can of course get in nice and close. Boomy gonna get bailed out by the Oracle here. There's the Fate's Edict to help keep him alive, and Jabs wants to charge forward here. They get another Fire Blast off with the jump in from Moon. They've managed to take out Boomy. They want the Oracle now as well. No.
Doesn't have his ulti.
I was about to say, where's his ulti?
What in the...
It's 15 minutes.
It's 15 minutes. What happened?
Not good things, it would appear.
Jabs is dead, but 23 Savage, he's really deep. He might just commit for this fight.
Yep. He could theoretically turn and threaten the PL. At least has the whirling axis with the miss chances. Moon's going to farm up some Necro Books, and 23 Savage will back off, almost completing the Battle Fury, so he's going to be going for that Battle Fury versus PL build, giving him a much more 50-50 shot as far as how they will match up in the late game. That's where the support impact, as you were saying, matters a lot more.
Yeah, that is something that benefits, as I think the Centaur's dead. He doesn't have Stampede. One more hit, and he gets flattened.
No.
But I think that... Oh, crap. What was I going to say? Now I forgot. It's not that important.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought completely. There was something to do. Oh, they're going to find Mac actually with all those illusions.
They're constantly going on Jabs, so taking the Ogre out of the fight, but he is just the fight position as Moon gets pushed back as well.
I remember. I was going to say PL never builds. He's probably not going to want to build MKB because it doesn't help his lose out that much. It doesn't really stat him up or anything like that. Like, you're going to want to go Abyssal. And Troll, because he scales like with the way that you can go for like the shorter axe cooldown and stuff too, it's actually kind of decent for him to be able to fight your illusions as the game goes on.
He's pretty damn good at fighting here in the early game as well. Even with a Battle Fury build, he's not using this to farm just yet. He's using it to kill some heroes. Takes out the support Oracle and the Enchantress.
Yeah, and this PL I think went Diffusal first instead of Manta, so he's not going to farm as fast, I think, as the Troll. But I also think like the Troll with his toolkit and the heroes that he's playing against, he's fine fighting with Battle Fury. Normally when you get this item on Troll, you want to farm until you get like your SNY or like your BKB or something like that. But I think because he doesn't really feel pressure, there's not a whole lot of disable on the other side. He'll always get his ulti off, which means like he can play aggressively with the rest of his team.
Yep. And that's what we've been seeing as, speaking of aggression, Adroit charging forward. It's Ice caught out a little bit, but he actually manages to blink out. I think the
Pop the hood.
Oh, pop the hood. That's why he didn't do damage. I wasn't sure.
That was smart. He popped the hood, and then his hood buff went away, but he was able to escape.
All right.
That Rolling Thunder, of course. Magic damage.
Yep. What do you make of the Necrobook build that Enchantress went for? Like a farming item, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely is picked up as a farming item for her, anyways. That's one thing as an Ench core that kind of sucks if you're not killing at all times. Your scalability starts to run out by quite a bit. Just because you have nothing to do, right? You don't push out lanes that fast. Technically, like, if you drag one of their creeps and it becomes one of your own, that's still like 20% less farm that you get every wave.
Fnatic feeling strong. They've got a 7k gold lead. They're only up 10 kills to 8, but they have managed to control this entire Radiant jungle, have been able to outfarm Adroit across the board, and feeling pretty good about themselves.
I think the majority of those deaths is Jabs and Ice who's never built up a streak.
Yep.
So, and they're getting really nice neutral items. The Nether Shawl, of course, is good for both the Rubik and the Void Spirit. I'd say even in a pinch, it's not terrible for the Ogre. There's a Ring of Aquila for the Troll Warlord.
Yep. Here we go, the setup. Adroit coming on in. They want to defend this
Got
tier 2
Blink
tower,
Dagger.
but Jabs is just going to go walking on in. He's going to give away his life, but he scouts the Shaker, Blink, and the TP. That's okay for Fnatic if they don't lose anyone else, I feel. I mean, that's Jabs' job. Just run in. It reminds me of the Spirit Breaker game where he's, you know, he's doing things.
I don't know if that was like 100% what he wants.
Oh, Stampede being used. They've gone in. They want to bring down Natsumi, but he managed to get the Doppelganger off, and elsewhere the Enchantress doing some big damage with the Impetus. Moon goes invis, though, and they do not have detection on the Radiant side. They can't actually deal with this. As Moon's starting to jump forward, finds Boomy. No Blink escape for him. He was hoping to get maybe a Blink in the trees to set up an Echo Slam, but he just never found a good opening. And the Echo was used, but it did not really lead to a whole lot.
I think these supports are just so poor right now. On the side of Adroit, Especially this Oracle he's level 6, Parker, and it's almost 20 minutes into the game. He is 9 minutes behind what his normal timing is supposed to be. And let me say, like, 800 HP Oracle. Oracle's not scary when you have no items, no levels, and you have to pop the ulti on yourself.
Yep.
Then you just ignore him, and like he's a nothing factor when it comes to team fights anyways.
Compare that to Fnatic. Their support's pretty happy. Level 9 on the Ogre, level 11 on DJ's Rubik.
Until PL gets like some sort of HP item, like Manta plus one more item, there's not actually an easy frontline target for him. Also, I don't even know if it's a very good Oracle game, just because I think Oracle ulting the PL is not even that good. You're just revealing which PL is the real one at all times. And Oracle ulting Pango doesn't seem very impactful either. Like, when you Oracle ulti somebody, you want somebody to be able to like sit in the front line and just like hit. He's your mini IO.
DJ shows up to try and snipe some of these Ancients and Necrobooks. As back at mid, Moon with the double damage rune has gone in and is looking to delete Mac. Gets bailed out by the false promise, so does get the kill. Does not get the kill, sorry. Gets the save. And the DD rune.
Absolute full HP.
Still up, yep. Back to full. Nice play by Moon to keep the DD, dodging the Fortune's End from the Oracle. But it's feeling like these small little like victories in a sense for Adroit, but they're not really leading to a whole lot, and Natsumi is
Oh, he guessed wrong.
completely alone this top lane. They may have guessed wrong, but now they found the real one. They're going to burst him down.
That's the only hero that was doing even marginally okay.
Yep.
And they have such easy ways to bring him down. They have a lot of AoE, and that was without the troll. Just a ton of damage that gets pumped out by this Void Spirit. And I'm slowly not seeing a way that they can win this game. I really thought their draft was kind of okay until this Ench pick. And then they put their Pango in a bad situation. Like, they willingly put their Pango in a losing matchup mid. And then they kind of gave a core matchup that's not bad at all for Troll. Like, do you feel like 23 Savage has been slowed down at all this game?
Not really at any point. He's been happy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jabs is a big part of why, I would say, as much as he's kind of just been looking like he's running around with boots, dying a bit. There is kind of method to the madness. Yeah.
You know, when you've been casting long enough, you just know, like, what the other...
Just in my head.
Yeah, because I would say the same thing.
Yep. It's definitely one of those things I feel like a lot of viewers who, you know, your everyday casual viewer is maybe not going to quite understand what he's doing. We'll see here. Wow, Fnatic heavily favored. But
that is... all right.
Should be a kill.
That is real one-sided.
Yeah. Well,
people
I
think
think
this game
rightfully
is
so.
over.
The odds definitely not like in Adroit's chances here, but we'll see what they can do. They get themselves a Centaur kill, and now in a 5v4 scenario, but Fnatic smoked up, still want to try and use this to take a favorable fight. They've got this high ground advantage. They're going to see Bok. His smoke actually gets popped as Fnatic want to stay on the high ground, play around their ward, their vision, but if Adroit can get all 5 here, they could come in with a numbers advantage, and they're going to do just that. They're looking to take out the ward and take this fight. They instantly delete Jabs on the Ogre, so that's turning it into a 5v3. They're going to have to buy back the Earthshaker, though, who's gone down, and 23 Savage with the BKB is just charging in, forces Oracle to defensively false promise, which means that ultimate is no longer available for anyone else, and now that means Natsumi is forced to run the hell out of here. Disarm coming in on the Troll Warlord. That's a very annoying thing for him to have to deal with him. The BKB wearing off. He's gone down. Natsumi charging forward. The PL, there's just no good answers for him. Moon, BKB's defensively. Has he got an escape? The Astral step away.
They're going to chase him? No.
Ooh, didn't have the Phantom Rush range, so he couldn't get caught up, but
that was a nice
fight.
buyback by Boomy. That was very key. Plus, the amount of disarms that they put on him were quite nice, and they're going to go for the turnaround, in fact, on a Mac, who is 100% dead. I think gold-wise, they actually gained there.
On the Adroit side?
On the Fnatic side, or like it's close to it.
Yeah. I think it was maybe an 11k before the fight, and now with that kill, it stays around 11k.
Yeah, that's...
So, it looked good for Adroit, but you have to commit a buyback, and now you've lost your core Pango, and really just PL comes out on top as far as individuals who are happy with how that fight went.
It was always going to be a pretty good PL game, just looking at the other side.
Yep.
But there's a lot of AoE on the side of Fnatic, and Ice has to be a little bit more careful. They need his frontline ability. at that. Natsumi going in a little bit. And they also need somebody to get on top of that Oracle a little bit faster.
On the Fnatic side.
Yeah, that would help. So we're going to see them smoked up. They don't want to give up the Roche fight. That's the main thing I think they're looking for at this point. Don't give up the Roche. And you can see that the Troll is smoked up. He's going to get to the back, though.
Yep, they found the initiation. They've got the jump on DJ's Rubik, but he's managed to steal the Fissure, turn this one around. DJ still alive with some nice plays. They're getting him low with the Earthshaker Suns, but Boom is actually the first to die. DJ does end up going down to Natsumi, who's now on top of a BKB Moon. What's Moon going to do? Is he going to look to continue this fight here? He's got no Astral Step Charges for another second. He's going to have it soon. He gets back to the high ground, and elsewhere, Adroit lost other 3 heroes in entirety. Natsumi now in trouble. He's going to get multicast stunned up, but luckily he's got the Max Pango. He gets bailed out for a second, but he still ends up going down, and now Mac slowed up, caught by the Blink Hoof Stomp. Ice is going to help secure the team wipe. 23 Savage getting ignored in that fight.
What a nice fight by them. And that really comes down to them finally getting to the backline.
Yeah.
Getting on top of the Ench and the Oracle makes the fight really easy for them. And it took a surprisingly long time for DJ to die. They committed quite a bit for that. The Echo was kind of in a weird position. Like, it was a good Echo because he catches too, but if there's no one to hit follow up and there's no creeps around, you're not really going to feel the impact of that. As we're going to see again, they get the wraparound, and because of the stolen Fissure, it just takes them a while to kill jabs.
It was the Blink Hoof Stomp that caught the Enchantress to start the fight for Fnatic. So even though Adroit got an initiation of their own, there was kind of 2 separate mini fights going on. And the PL was probably not in the place where he was needed most, because just killing a Rubik is not his job.
Yeah, you have to protect the backline. I think even if you get Moon here, it's not necessarily worth it.
Yeah.
You split up from the rest of your team way too hard, and jabs with the last like stun of Destiny that gets him low enough.
Particularly this Enchantress, because this is a hero that kind of plays more like a damage-dealing core as an offlaner. Like, if she gets brought out the side of the fight, you're getting nothing. She's not a utility hero. She doesn't take damage.
Yes. I think that, I don't know. I'm just not... I wish I could, like, go back in time for them and say, like, hey, this is not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out.
Yeah.
There are better options, because Ice, he's died like quite a bit in this game, but he at least gets to push out lanes, and he's a moving stun.
And even if he like dies at the start of a fight because they go on him, he's going to tank a ton of spells.
Yes.
He's so tanky that they have to commit a lot to bring him down. So it's naturally his job to be a frontliner who tanks damage.
Whereas you just saw like 2 heroes kills this Ench, no problem.
Yep.
And that's a massive part of their damage. They don't really have damage-dealing supports either. Like, the Earthshaker, I know people are surprised to hear that, but, like, unless Earthshaker gets, like, a 4-man Echo, he's really just, like, disable.
Yep.
He's 3 different disables is how you should look at him. You're enabling your actual damage-dealing cores.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the Ench available, so...
I feel like people remember the old, like, TI4, TI5 Shaker where Echo Slam alone could do a lot of damage.
Yes.
And then they completely removed, like, Echo Slam doing any base damage.
They also just made everyone
hell out of
tankier
it.
since then.
Yeah.
Like, everyone just got better stats, more HP. There's more defensive items that people can go for, like Glimmers. The natural, like, tankiness. Everyone's, like, building pipe nowadays.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that go against your favor.
Yeah. Definitely used to see, I feel like, Shakers in any given game would be getting solo kills wherever you went on the map. Nowadays, you can't really solo kill anyone as a Shaker.
Yeah,
it's
there was that era.
times.
There was that era, like, when Moon Meander was, like, picking it all the time, and you could solo kill any core with just Echo. It was so broken.
And they're just on one creep wave often. It's not even like they're like it's a brood with 20 spiderlings. It's just a core on one creep wave by themselves.
Yeah, you have, like, Strength Treads and a Blink Dagger, and everyone's dead.
Yep. But no longer the poor Shaker. Now more a supporting hero with the Echo Slam and the Fissure rather than a killer. But here we go. Fnatic taking a move towards the top lane. Not looking to hard commit on that bottom side of the map. They did take the tier 3 tower, and we'll see where they look to go next. They've got this Aegis for a little bit longer, and they're just trying to play around their vision, play around the cliff. And I don't imagine we'll see Adroit leave their base all too much, although Shaker is trying to push top. He's being caught out, I believe. Yeah, Moon catches him. He was trying to hide in the trees, but Moon able to get on top of him.
Moon's going to now make his way towards mid. They still have the Troll front and center, really strong, has the Aegis. Not for that much longer, but They could decide to threaten if they wanted, but instead they're just going to control the jungle for now. It looks like Fnatic are in ultra serious mode now. I've not seen them do a single clowny play or anything like that.
Yep.
They are here to win.
Just safe, steady Dota as 23 Savage gets on the high ground with the Aegis, building up the further stacks to try and take out this melee Rax. And get the disarm, so Pengo...
He's trying to dodge the lucky shot.
He was moving up, down, left, right.
And he got hit by it anyways, and now he's just like, ah, screw it. Like, if that's how it's going to be.
Doesn't get that proc, and that may mean he gets the range tracks as well. Not the most important thing, but ultimately going to get them one step closer to securing those mega creeps if that's the way they end up going about this game. 22k gold lead. It is feeling like a slow, painful death for Adroit. How do they stop it? How do they keep themselves alive? Is there a big team fight, a big play they can make?
Yeah. They find out what internet provider Fnatic has.
Okay.
I hear sometimes it can be a little bit spotty in Southeast Asia. And then, you know, just...
They haven't got that good AT&T internet.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to attack the infrastructure. That's the only way that I think Adroit... Seriously speaking, I think they have to hit like a 4-man echo when Aegis is down before BKBs go off. That's actually how I think they're going to have to win the fight. Like a big echo will do this.
Well, now might be the time. The Aegis were up, but Fnatic immediately sticking together, smoking,
they're
still
getting
feeling
aggressive
strong.
with this.
It's still so hard to go in this troll because of all the status resist he's got. They're going to pop the smoke from the cliff and TP out. Nice.
What a ward positioning.
Yep. The human ward.
Man is the most dangerous game.
Doesn't look like Fnatic's going to get a whole lot off of this smoke. But they do maintain their map control. Poking out Adroit here. They come. They've actually gone in, but unfortunately 23 Savage, probably not the hero they want to find. They do disarm him, but
he's stunned for so long. And he actually gets lifted to the other side.
Yep. False Promise forced out on the Enchantress. The Pangolier bouncing off of the fissure there as he's bouncing around. Going to keep the Troll Warlord controlled a little bit, but no real kill threat on any of these Fnatic heroes. Troll's just too tanky. All the status resist from SMY and Satanic just make him a bad target for the Shaker to go on as well. You can't really Echo Slam chain stun him anymore. But they are able to burn his mana, which is pesky.
This is another reason why I would have preferred like a different mid and maybe they just go like offlane pink or something, is because like there's no really good Oracle ulti targets. I can't stress that enough. I guess PL is like your best bet overall, but his illusions get cleared out pretty easily, and Ench has to backpedal as soon as she gets gone on. It's not like she's one of those like mid heroes that can just like stand and fight and will regen enough if she's able to do so.
Yeah, ideally you want the false promise on a hero that will keep fighting rather than run away.
That's like Troll, for example, is broken with it because you'll always get your ult off, and then B, you benefit from standing your ground and just fighting.
Jabs gets charged at by the PL, and it looks like PL should have enough damage. Does bring them down. The Oracle meme on the backlines. The support's just having a rough time. Yep, both heroes have buyback though. The Adroit support's coming back into this one as they want to take this fight. Blink, Echo the Tome Fault. They want to take out Moon. They chain stun him perfectly. He does not have that status resist, and the chase is on. They want more. They want 23 Savage. They've got the defusal. Natsumi gets on top of him. The BKB TP. They've got no answer for that. So
that's the double buyback used, and they need to get something good out of this because Fnatic actually didn't lose gold for that fight.
Yep.
They did get 2 kills. Of course, Adroit gets a little bit more money, and they're going to get a little bit more on top of that. So that's about 2,000 gold that just went in their favor.
Yep.
It's the little steps right now.
23 Savage. So we're a little bit careful here, but
that missed chance is destroying this PL.
Yep. Got the armor buff as well from behind with the Bloodlust. He is one beefy boy.
Yeah, he's got Paladin Sword and Satanic.
That's a lot of regen.
And he's just got amp on amp on amp.
How is that balance, Will?
Plus S and Y. Oh, man.
The status resist on status resist as well to go with.
The heal on heal on heal plus the status resist. That's insane.
Definitely a great item for Troll to have that Paladin Sword. He's a happy camper.
The best ones are like him and like Slark. And Sven. We just never see Sven.
For the Paladin Sword?
Yeah. Those guys really like it. Because
Huskar is always a fun one too.
Yeah. Because it amps your regen too.
Yeah.
So Slark is like big fan.
Fnatic keeping an eye on Roshan. That's going to be perhaps where these two teams fight their last battle. I say that if Adroit can come out on top, it's going to be many a battles they need to win to come back into this game. Fnatic in firm
You really think?
control.
How many fights in a row do you think Adroit need to win for Fnatic to suddenly be like, oh, we might lose?
I mean, if Fnatic have buybacks, I think it's, I would say, at least 3 big fights.
Okay, that's the number I had in my mind too.
I mean, there's always the chance, someone doesn't have buyback because they commit to a big item, and like if they lose jabs without buyback, like he doesn't have buyback here, theoretically it could just be 1 big fight. But I also feel like jabs...
You saying jabs is the key?
Not jabs, sorry, 23 Savage.
I was like,
I'm not sure where I got jabs from. 23 Savage.
Oh, and he's
They
in a
can't afford to
really
lose
rough
him,
position
yeah.
right now.
He's out of mana here, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Pops the BKB, doesn't have ultimate though, doesn't have the mana for
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't even have wand charges for this, and they're going to have to
gonna-
disengage. This was not that bad for them, and if they get Moon here, this would
nice
be huge.
blink. The blink with the rolling thunder.
Canada
Max,
right now, that's one.
This is 1 big fight. He does not have buyback, so they cannot afford to lose more. That 3 fights could become 1 if they
It's
kill
still
this troll.
going. The Rolling Thunder. The
Yep.
troll doesn't actually have a BKB.
He's got
run.
nothing. He's got to get the hell out of here. They're going to leave jabs to die. They're pinging for more.
Look at Boomy. He's being pinged like crazy.
Ice got stunned, but they're not going to catch up to him yet.
Maybe if they could get Roche. If Roche happens, that counts as like 1.2.
Okay. Aegis and Cheese potentially about to be claimed. Adroit saying this one's not over just yet. We've still got some fight left.
23 Savage has to be careful. The mana burn is terrible for him. And the Oracle's doing the smart thing. He's purging off the PL and his illusions, the mischance.
Yeah.
The axes. I think he's doing a very good job of that, actually. So
Might be
that's one way.
A lot of when you see PL versus Sven, where it's a bad matchup for PL, but you just keep burning the Sven's mana, and he can't actually fight very well without God Strength, without the stun. He gets kited a lot, so you can still play the matchup.
Yeah, and I did say I think the 2 supports on the side of Adroit are better when it comes to the late game, which usually means that the carry has an easier time. This isn't some like Faceless Void versus Weaver matchup where PL can't do anything.
Yep.
He will eventually get strong enough, and we're seeing that here.
It's been a pretty quiet DJ Rubik game, I would say. Normally, we're yelling and shouting about the last big ultimate he's stolen. Or
I have not seen this hero's impact so far.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of net worth, but give DJ 1 fight. We'll see potentially some kind of
he's level
fissure,
20.
echo slam.
He's got a ton of net worth on him. He's higher than the Ench offlane, but again, you're just not really feeling the amount of damage that he's putting out that I'm used to normally seeing.
Yeah.
I think the most impactful thing I've seen him do is when it took him a while to die at that fight around the Roshan pit.
Yep. Did still a fissure there, but yeah, I feel like other than that fissure, we haven't seen him take a rolling thunder. I mean, there isn't that many amazing spells to steal or that are that easy to steal. Oracles can potentially be nice, but even those don't feel that good this game. Like a Disarm isn't going to do a whole lot against a PL or a Pengo. So, game will slow down here. Centaur completing a Heart of Tarask.
He's really tanky, but
so
he needs like a damage item. Like I actually think he needs something. I have no idea what he would get at this point. Maybe like the old late game Radiance.
Okay. I wouldn't mind an AC. I feel like he had very low armor against the PL as well. He's sitting on just, 11 armor?
I kind of feel like they need something to deal with illusions, though.
Okay. Yeah, and that's, I mean, you've got that much health. Radiance when you're tanky always feels nice. At this stage, yeah.
Fucked up. We said 3 fights. This could be one of those. Although the Stampede, he's just going to get purged.
There's an Aghanim Stampede now.
All right, that's 80 seconds. I don't think that's a terrible trade for Adroit. For 80 seconds now, there's no Stampede. That's a lot of damage mitigation.
You can tell Fnatic are feeling nervous, particularly now that this Aegis has been claimed by Adroit after a lost fight. They are not looking to commit. They are playing very tentatively on their side of the map.
I felt like the only way that Fnatic lose that fight is if they didn't have buybacks and they got into some like weird skirmish that went too far. And that's exactly what happened. They fought behind, they got cut off by Boomy. Half their team had committed, half their team didn't want to commit. 23 Savage didn't have mana. It's just weird situation for them to take an engagement in. And now this PL is absolutely massive. Like, Natsumi's all of a sudden just found a ton of items. I remember when he just had Diffusal Manta. And again, the Troll's out of mana.
Yeah, every single time we see him, he's just being burned up. He can turn and fight with a BKB, but he can't pop any of his spells.
Yeah, and the PL is at absolute full HP. Adroit might actually do this. Okay, there's still 2 fights away. That's what we said. The magic number's 3.
Yep. Or 1.8 with the
1.8.
Roshan.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Don't forget those.
We might give them some extra credit for some other things.
All right,
Taking
if they get
double
the shrine,
outposts.
all right,
yeah,
that's
double
another.
outposts.
What do you think? Like 0.1?
Maybe 0.1 or 0.2.
I think. Is anyone close to a level on the side of Fnatic that needed it? If somebody on the side of Fnatic
really.
needed a level, then okay. So then 0.1. 0.1.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So now they're like
1.7 away.
yeah, 1.7 fights away from. Guys, we got to be.
Yeah.
I know how BSJ likes. I'm sure Nahaz is up. Our math is flawless. Like the way that we're doing this is a tried and true system. We've done the math. BSJ, an engineer, is verified for us.
Yeah, we've got an engineer and an economics PhD professor backing us up.
And this is a really nice block off. Again, this Troll's just...
He's got a little bit of mana to play around with.
He's built up a lot of stacks on the right one.
Completely controlled the PL. He does have the AC. He's going to have a second life. And Moon's got the backlines now as well. Went on the Shaker, who does have a Ghost Scepter, but Shaker...
He's on the right one. He's got so many stacks.
PL's just dying.
Oh, my lord.
This is not the second fight Adroit we're looking for. The Stampede to try and chase after Mac, who's just rolling his way out of there. Moon dodges the Rolling Thunder stun. He blinks forward now with a Remnant. He's going to catch up to Mac, who gets helped out by the False Promise, but he's still being slowed here. They still want this kill. They get the ranged bash on him. Oh, what were the chances of that one? But with the PL buyback, Fnatic are going to have to think twice about taking this fight, but they may reconsider. They may just want to go back in with the PL getting all these, with the Troll getting all these bashes. They are just tearing them apart. Bok is next in line with the Ice Ice Blink stun. They get another kill. Enchantress does not have buyback, and Natsumi's going to be so careful. He's just bought back. He gets a disarm onto the Troll. Troll's in some trouble now. He's lost his entire mana pool. If he gets chased down, he could be a weak link for this Fnatic team. He's getting controlled, stunned up. The Satanic is just not enough. They've lost the Shaker. They've lost the control. The Troll, he needs to find a way to heal himself back up. He's still barely alive. The real one. He can't find the real one. He can't reach it. He's dead for 100 seconds without buyback. The PL, Natsumi, he's just going off. He's found Ice Ice Ice, but Ice 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 is freaking damn tanky with this Art of Duress. They just can't bring him down until finally. It took him a lot, but they get him. A lot of buybacks invested. And Fnatic, I mean, they extend their lead, but they do not have a Troll buyback here, but luckily for them, I feel like they killed enough of Adroit that they're not in too much danger.
I think if it was like 4v3, they would go for it right now. They would feel like they have to. Because I think when you win a fight like that, of course it's amazing, but without forcing a buyback yourself, you're still in the same position you were, where your PL doesn't have buyout, and you're still one fight away from losing. We saw one really bad thing happen there, which is Natsumi... he just kind of hard commits, and the Troll gets the real one, and he just builds up fervor stacks. Yeah. And Natsumi doesn't really respect that, doesn't think about it. It's like, how can I die? Yeah, and then Jab signs the real one, multicast, and yeah, he's just got all the built-up stacks, and he just destroys him. Yep. He stays on top of the real one, and he's hitting him so quickly.
Well, it was a brave idea from Adroit, feeling like they need to fight their way back into it with an Aegis, but 23 Savage, when he's got mana and he's able just to stand there right-clicking with the fervor stacks,
when he finds the real one, he'll destroy. Yep. He'll destroy this PL. It's, for the most part, they've done a very good job of Natsumi of like constantly shifting and making it really hard, and he fights illusions, and by the time he finds the real one, he's out of mana, so he can't pop his ulti anyways. But I think that fight, it was wrong for 2 reasons. One, he let him build up fervor stacks, but 2, diving into the jungle like that, it made Moon's job really easy to find the Oracle. Like, you always have to think about your backline. This Void Spirit has a mission, and it's just to kill the Earthshaker and the Oracle as fast as possible, make it a 3-on-5.
And you need those Shaker stuns if you're a PL. The PL is constantly just hoping that this Shaker is controlling the Troll with stun after stun.
Yeah, you get a Fissure, plus like an Echo on him. It's not the damage, it's the mana burn, and all of a sudden the PL has a free way to fight. Yep. And they know where the real one is. Do not let him build up stacks on you. And the lift, Mac, he's just going to die.
False Promise barely coming in time. Mac should hopefully be healed back up. I believe he's going to get back to the Fountain with the Oracle heals. Should survive.
Oh, he's alright. Yep. I don't even know why I was really that worried. Oracle heal is insane. I think he salved him too.
The Warrior was just needing the false promise to come off, which was barely in time there. Oracle able to get a few items with the help of that Philosopher's Stone now, as we see these last few tier 4 items rolling out. Magic Lamp, one of the worst ones in the game, I feel. I heard your groan. I feel like that's...
Yes.
Yep. Not a big Magic Lamp fan.
Yeah, but the Relic, that's pretty sick. Oh.
Bok.
Did they find Bok, though?
Or did Bok find them? Bok's looking to turn and fight, perhaps with the PL. PL's on the back lines. He's trying to go on Jabs, but Jabs,
Gotta be
unlike
careful.
these Radiant supports,
The
is not
stacks.
squishy.
He knows.
Oh, he's being forced out the way. They've got the root now. Now they've got the bashes as well. They've rooted him
he's
once
dead.
again. He is just completely locked in place,
That's
dead
his
for 2
dieback.
minutes. And with that, Fnatic may have sealed the deal here in game 1 of this best of 5. They're not going to GG out just yet, but the troll is going from kill to kill. He's found
I think
another
now they'll call
support,
it.
and yep, it's GG here in game number 1. Fnatic finally found the way to deal with this PL, and it took a lot of farm on 23 Savage, but he got there.
Yeah, and a pretty long game. A little bit harder than I felt like it had to be. But Adroit did very